guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of The Fishing Teacher, and appreciate you guys checking out today's video. And guys, got a sort of a fun little historical educational video for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the differences of the modern day jerkbait, such as like the Megabass Vision 110, with the old school jerkbaits like Smithwick Rogue, something like that. All of the jerkbaits that sort of came prior to the year 2000 versus now. And I want to explain to you guys the evolution of the two, how they've changed a little bit and how the old ones still work at times. There are situations where these old jerkbaits still catch a lot of fish, sometimes even more than the new ones. So we're going to get into that in today's video. Also, guys, I will put my favorite jerkbait link in the description of the video. You guys know that, I use Megabass all the time. I help design the Vision 110. If you guys are looking to get stocked up on some jerkbaits, I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description. You guys can use that link there. Good way to support the channel. And also, guys, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water jerkbait lesson with me, there's not a better time than right now. They're biting a jerkbait now. It's a good time to learn about it. Shoot me a private message on my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, for details there. Appreciate that. Okay, guys, here I'm going to start out. I'll show you the ones I started out with. Here's the jerkbait that got it all started for me. This is the old Rebel Spoonbill Minnow. This is what I used for probably 7 or 8 years when I first started fishing in the late 70s, jerkbait fishing, and learn about it. Caught a ton of fish on this bait. I've talked a little bit about it and some other stuff. And then it sort of gradually evolved to the Smithwick Rogue. This is the one that sort of took the place of the Rebel. The Rebel sort of had a place in history, up until about 83 or 84 is when it started fading away a little bit. And then the Rogue sort of came on the scene with some better color options, and they had a couple different lip options. Before, they just had like a shallow running Rogue, like a Rapala minnow, like the old floating Rapala. But you can see here, this is a deeper lip. This is the medium lip here. And this medium lip sort of changed it for me. I used this thing from about probably 1985 to the late 90s. This was my exclusive jerkbait. I had them custom up. I had them custom weighted. I had custom rattles in it. I had some quiet, custom paint jobs. This was my go-to bait, is the old Rogue. And then, of course, the high-tech jerkbaits like the Megabass Vision series came on, and all the different type of jerkbaits there. Now let's explain a little bit about the difference in them. Okay, if you take something like a Smithwick Rogue, basically it's just a plastic body. Sometimes some of them have rattles in them, some didn't, but they were just like BBs that are just inside of there, and like you can just hear them a little bit there. Different amounts of BBs. And then very rudimentary profile. Usually they had fairly cheap hooks, fairly cheap split rings. And the thing about them on an older jerkbait, this is one of the biggest differences, very seldom did they run straight. You had to tune them by bending the eye almost 99% of the time. This was true on the Rebel or the Rogue. And sometimes you couldn't get them to run for nothing. It's like I bought some of them, guys, where it's like it didn't matter what you did to them. They would just run off on their side like that. They were just, the quality control was terrible. So that characterized the old type of jerkbait. It's like the quality control was terrible. The components weren't very good. They were very basic. So when the Vision 110 came along, this sort of changed everything, because number one, these things run straight out of the package 99% of the time. Once in a while, you may get one that barely's off to one side that requires a little tuning, but 99% of the time, they run straight as a string. And then on top of that, instead of just the BBs being just put in the middle of them, there's actually an internal tungsten balancer system that actually allows, when you cast the bait, the balancer system shifts to the rear of the bait, which makes it a lot more aerodynamic, because the old Rogue, this is like throwing a potato chip in the wind most of the time. And then when you started the downward jerk of like a Megabass Vision 110, the balancer system shifted to the middle to give it really good action. And then you had high quality split rings, high quality hooks, high quality paint job. The differences, like look at the difference in like the old school paint job on a Rebel versus like the Megabass. It's just night and day. So you got a combination of better components, better internal system to it, better paint jobs. There's been a huge advancement. That's why jerkbaits have become such a stable, lure. Now, there are still times when I do use the old school jerk baits. One of the things that I found out about a big rogue, it's like if you're fishing over deep submerged grass in the pre-spawn, there's something about a big rogue that's really good over grass. I've caught a lot of big fish on it, like Sam Rayburn Lake, TVA lakes, that type of stuff, Toledo Bend. It's really good over deep grass. I've caught a lot of fish on it with that. So that's one time that I still use it. Also, occasionally, if I'm catching a lot of fish on a jerk bait, just in general, sometimes I will go to a rogue because it's just a different profile in action. And then the Spoonbill Rebel, this is a really good bait when you need the lure to suspend perfectly in the water. So when you want a bait just to stay there and suspend, the Spoonbill Rebel can work really good too, around standing timber, submerged timber, even over grass beds. The difference on the Rebel versus like the Rogue is the lip design on it. You can see the Rebel has sort of more of a crankbait lip on it than just the jerkbait lip. So that's the primary differences. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you a little bit about the evolution on that. It's hard to compete with today's modern jerkbaits. When you talk about the construction and the attention to detail of like Megabass versus these others, there's not much of a comparison to it, but there is a little bit of a small window when that Rogue and that Spoonbill Rebel will still catch them good. So anyway, guys, hope it was entertaining. Hope you guys learned something. We'll talk later.